Okay. I guess this is as good as time as any to go live, isn't it? Hey, I don't even have that overhead light on. Okay. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug Tenaple. This is where all the happy patriots are. So I was going to go for a run, and I said, you know what? Instead, I think I'll sit on my bottom and do a live stream instead. No, I'm not going to do it instead. I am going to run later. So that is coming. I just had a couple of, there's a Fani Willis article that showed up that just said she don't got a chance. I love you guys that are posting about Trump suing ABC, which I already did that article today also. I'm looking forward to that one. That's going to prove that America, that there really is a two-tiered justice system. There's Sergeant Grinch. We like Sergeant Grinch. He's been around forever. There he is. There you are. There's Frank. You're getting spoiled. Gang's all here. My people. There's only 200 of you in here. You got to give it a thumbs up and spread this link out so we can bump those numbers up. Yesterday, we had a maximum of, I think, 5,500 simultaneous live viewers at one point. It peaked at 5,000. Guys, I've had shows on Nickelodeon that didn't do that well. And this is independent. Can you believe it? Fani sold Fani. Now she's the face of cultural rot. That is correct, Sergeant Grinch. She is the poster child of cultural rot. I've got a bunch of articles to go over. I don't even know what order to do them in. I'm enjoying the stream. I'm enjoying just watching all you people go by like a parade in my chat going, I see you all. I see you all. Holland, Michigan, checking in from California. There's all my people. Well, I guess I could get to, I can get to one article real quick, but because I like giving you guys a little something so people don't click out. I like giving you a little something, keep you from running away. Here's the Howling Sarge $5 super chat. Keep it coming. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Howling Sarge, for that super chat. I appreciate that. The rules are, while I do read $2, $3, $5 super chats, it really does break up the show. If I get a bunch of $2, $3 ones and I read them, it breaks up the content too much. So usually, at some point we have to implement a rule of it's going to be $10 and up or $20 and up before I'll interrupt the show. But for now, while I'm small, I'm going to read these super chats, no matter how small. Cara Wolf, my people. You are my people, Cara. You are all my people. And so I'm your people. You're my people. We're each other's people. This is a mutual respect and admiration society. Mutual respect and admiration society, the Doug Club. Okay, so that's another thing I'll tick off. There is a Doug Club. It's a membership. It's experimental. I don't even know if it's going to work. You guys are paying $5.99 a month to help support this channel. I do not beg or need or ask. Look, there's a real A-Dog is in the audience. Good to see you, A-Dog. Salute right back at you, real A-Dog. I appreciate you. So here's J. FM. Now, come on, you guys. How do you pronounce that? Someone help me pronounce that. JAEJ UFM. JFM. JUFM. $10 super chat, Doug. What about the possibility of defendants prosecuted by Fani Willis and found guilty of filing motions for retrials because of her corruption? That's correct. Now, you're wise on that, JFM, and here's why. This is true on every Trump case that's going through, but especially in New York, I think, with that Judge Anger on Letitia James one, that $500 million one, but it does apply also to this Fulton County one. The more a judge goes out and looks like he put together a bad ruling or allowed for a bad court, the more likely, as you know, cases can get tainted. They get seen as political. They do what's called throwing them out. They call them a mistrial. They do a retrial, and they do an appeal. And that's why judges want to be so careful with all along the way, right? Okay, fine. It's very hard for a judge to be careful with Trump in the room, first of all, because every time he talks, you know what I mean? Everything's spiraling out of control. And that's why they keep going like, look, Trump, we don't want you to Jack Smith goes, we don't want to give you free speech because we don't want you to dirty up the jury pool. We don't want you to influence them. Well, they said the same thing about Fani Willis. We're going to get to one of these articles here where Fani Willis making that statement at that church could have spoiled the whole case because they said she was trying to pollute the jury pool. Now, if you pollute the jury pool and poison them or influence them, you can destabilize your court case. So even if she wins, she can lose. So even though they're winning it with Trump in New York, I mean, if they find one tiny wrong thing, they can just overturn it and start over. That's the way our system works. It's not just because a judge says something, it's not locked in stone forever. Look at Roe v. Wade got overturned. It's like our rule of law. A judge is always allowed to go back in and look at stuff. They look at people at blacks who are mistried and thrown in jail just for racism or stopped illegally, in the South. And they're like, look, this guy, he's not guilty. So they go back in and they go, he's not guilty. He served 20 years and he's not guilty. We spring him. So nothing is set in stone is what I'm saying. New information, if Trump wins an election and they go back and look back on this and history remembers this going, you know what? All 5 of these court cases are just political garbage tier, desperate acts. They all have to be overturned. That would not surprise me. If a judge, a future judge, even in Fulton County, can come along and negate everything McAfee's doing and go, you know what? You did not go far enough. No, you decided wrong. So yes, JFM, $10 super chat. Anyone can be found guilty. They can file motions for retrials because of her corruption alone already makes her look so bad. I don't know how you make this stuff stick. That's what's so weird. So I guess my audience, you guys, and all of us, people get impatient and go, nothing's going to happen. Okay. You hear me joke too, going, guys, it's so corrupt. Nothing's going to happen. I don't mean that. Stuff changes. BLM, black libelous mistrial is correct. This is a BLM. All right, George. This stuff can get reversed all day. You have to be patient. That's why I'm saying everyone's like, well, what are we going to do about Trump getting sued and Trump going to all these lawsuits? Well, I actually believe in the end, the Supreme Court is going to look at all this stuff and just go, nope. But they always let the lower courts, they give them a chance to do the right thing first. They go, we're going to let this go through this court system, even if it's corrupt. Okay. And then they'll make their decision. There's a $10 for Josh. Member, Doug Club for life, son. Thank you, Josh. In the Doug Club. Doug Club will give you a little avatar next to your name. And you should, Josh, there should be some avatars. I don't know if they're quite in there yet, but there should be some special avatars you can use in your messaging that have my face going, making dumb faces, and a Trump one. And also you get a little notch next to your name. So thanks for mentioning that, my people, my members, the people that are supporting this channel. I mean, all super chats. By the way, just by viewing, you guys are, even for free, if you're just watching, you're supporting this channel. I know it doesn't seem like much. Oh, I forgot. I got to turn on on this channel here, I got to turn on the monetization. And that's going to start pushing out commercials to you guys. So with apologies, but I do turn it on. We're going to save it. We're going to choose mid-rolls. No, I'm going to let YouTube decide. Let YouTube insert mid-rolls for you. I will do that. Okay. And I'm still learning how to do this live stream stuff. This is only an experiment, guys. This whole thing is a giant experiment. I may never do another live stream again. This may be the last one that you guys are catching right here. Look at that. We've got 3,500 simultaneous people watching right now. It peaked yesterday at 5,000. So spread this link around. We got to get a few more. I'm into breaking my own records. I'm only human. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, here's another super chat from Gary Von Meerbach. $10 super chat. Super sticker. Thank you so much, Gary. I appreciate those stickers too. That really helps the channel out, helps our bottom line, helps me pay my editor who sent back a video, one that's going out today. He did that first one. And so a lot of you, that was my best performing video, by the way. So I think you guys really like his editing. That's my little buddy, Noah. Okay. Here's Tom Greer, Super MAGA. We agree, Tom. $10 super chat. I love the Doug Club. Thanks, Doug. Thank you to my Doug Club people. I do want to start pumping value into the Doug Club. I don't like taking people's $5 a month for nothing. Okay. So we do have to pump some value in there. I'm also looking to do some ridiculously expensive tiers of another tier of Doug Club that I'm hoping to get up in the $500 a month range. Why, Doug? Why would you be so obscene? And it's because I actually have original art that I want to mail out to my, it would be a monthly piece of original art by me goes out to you, including my thick hardbound books that go for $150 on eBay right now. I will mail to you for free, not for free, but for that monthly payment and stuff like that. So just so you know, where my future plans always go big, but we can bail out on all this stuff. If we don't like it, it can just all go away. I can just do normal videos. So there's no problem with going back to the way things are. Nothing has to change permanently. I would not do that to you. Here's Jan Cott, $10 super chat. Doug is wonderful. Now that's just too nice, Jan. I can't stand here and take that. I'm a sinner. I'm a sinner. I don't like praise. I'm self-deprecating. I do like being destroyed with insults also, but thank you. You're so kind. Here's Michael Warden. He became a YouTube, or she, I'm sorry. Holy cow. I just misgendered you, Michelle. Michelle Warden, super chat with apology for misgendering you. Please don't send me to human resources and you know, they're going to put me in the re-education camp. This is Mike McLeod. Hi, Mike. Mike McLeod with a fine looking cigar right there. That's Canada, $2 super chat. The most expensive tobacco I ever bought in my life was in Canada. They sold it by the ounce. It might as well have been gold. This is back when I went to Banff up there to a comic convention. Some of you guys have not seen my comic book life. There's the last video before this one has my personal story. They're doing a documentary on me. Documentary on me is coming out next week with Canon Plus or Canon Press. They're out of Moscow, Idaho, bunch of conservative Christians. They do family entertainment, but they did a documentary on me. They're doing a series of documentaries on creative Christians. So I'm one of the few that are out there. And so they did a whole show on me and about how my career got canceled after working in Hollywood with Steven Spielberg. I work with Jeffrey Katzenberg. I work with ABC, NBC, CBS. I had a show on Nickelodeon. I had video games through the Sega Genesis, and how all of that story came about. We're going to release that documentary. It comes out next month. And those people, like I had to tell them, hey guys, you know, I've been doing news now. I'm a news guy. And they're going, whoa, holy cow, look at your channel. And they looked at all of your responses. So there. Hard to have faith. Thank you for these updates, says Beth Graham. Well, Beth Graham, my faith is a discipline, number one. So it's okay. $2 super chat. It's okay if it's hard. Remember, faith is a discipline. That means it's a choice to have faith. So what I do say is it's not that you have to have insanely strong faith. It's you cannot have despair. So no, despair is a sin. We don't indulge in despair. That's when you run around and you set your hair on fire and around going, it's all over. I quit. It's all over. I'm out. Never, never, ever do we give up. Never. because love, your relatives' love is too great of a force to give up on. Right down to my dying breath, we fight for love. We do not give up. Trump 2024, $2 super chat. Fani, like your class. I got that. Here's Adriano Valentino from Australia, Australian $5 super chat. All these political hacks need to go to jail for a very long time. Everything they are accusing Trump of doing, they are the actual perpetrators. That is true. And that's why Trump, by the way, is doing a test. Right now, he is suing ABC and George Stephanopoulos. Trump sues them, right? And we're going to find out what happens with that. That's one of my editors working on that one right now that comes out, I think, tomorrow. But Trump is suing ABC and George Stephanopoulos for defamation, which is, by the way, what Trump was sued for in New York. Now, I just want to know, is anything going to happen to ABC and George Stephanopoulos? George Stephanopoulos did indeed defame Trump, accused him of the R word, and said he committed it. So that is defamation. That was, I already got that one. Okay, let me get on down the road. There's a $20 super chat. Holy cow. Dirk Yao, $20 super chat. Ooh, I like that little drawing of a bird and I don't know, looks like a 4-quad thing. Would you ever consider doing a podcast on how you draw comics? I actually have another YouTube channel called, I think it's called Doug Tenaple or Douglas Tenaple. Let me find it here. Doug Tenaple or Douglas Tenaple. I don't remember, but I have a whole bunch of art tutorials with me drawing comics and stuff. And I could never get YouTube. I could never get the algorithm to pick up my show and bump it. So the views were so low. And I don't understand it. I've tried doing art tutorials. I do writing tutorials. You know, I've taught writing, art, graphic novels, comic books, screenwriting, history of animation. I've taught at the college level. I used to teach at Houston Baptist University. I've done a lot of guest speaker work around the world, flown me to France, flown me to Japan to lecture on pop culture and media arts. And I can't get it to work here on YouTube. Very weird, right? Here's Michael L., $2 super chat. How do you up the amount? Great job, Doug. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I think you just create higher tiers is what you do. Something like that. I create higher tiers and then you have to resubscribe probably at a higher level, I would think. I don't know exactly how it works, but there's Don Wood. Don Wood became a YouTube member. Thank you so much, Don Wood. We appreciate the members here. Oh, there's my buddy Mike Miller out there live again. Yeah, Mike, we're getting up there. 4,700 simultaneous people. Mike's been keeping track of my record. So, Mike, I'm trying to beat my 5,000 something. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to pump or get the word out. I guess I need you guys to send the link out. How's that? Here's Michael L., $20 super chat. From Nashville's Tennessee Supreme Court ruled for Texas, big win. There you go. Nashville's Tennessee Supreme Court ruled for Texas, big win. And we support that. You know, Nashville is half woke, is the problem. We've got a lot of artsy, woke. Memphis is the same way. We got big cities like Memphis and Nashville right here in Tennessee. I'm here in Franklin. And by the way, Franklin, I thought was conservative. And just last year, our mayor, decided to have a pride parade, which the city was against, and he ended up going for. So I'm saying there's a lot of evidence that a lot of Californians are coming out here, and it'll be a long time before they turn Tennessee purple, because Tennessee always went for Trump in the primary. So we don't have to even do, different there, but there's a variety of people here. How's that? James Short, $20 super chat. All power to Doug. Very kind of you, James. I need to be smaller and weaker, because when I am weak, he is strong. Leave CensorTube. Go to Rumble. No way. $2 super chat. Thoughts on Navarro? Denver CSI altering evidence. Yeah, we got to get Peter Navarro out. When Trump is elected again, he will spring him, because that is a first time in our history that a political opponent got thrown in the clink. And you'll notice, like, Hunter Biden defied the Congress and nothing happened to him. So Peter Navarro went to the clink, went to jail. That's one of Trump's guys. We're going to get him out. It takes time, guys. Look, it's like, if I got thrown in prison unjustly, I would just have to cross my fingers and go, pray for me. I'm going to get a lawyer and hope I get sprung. And over time, you keep appealing to the truth. That's what Martin Luther King did. He kept going back and appealing to the Constitution. And after enough time went through, he finally got his civil rights. But he had to go to jail, Birmingham jail, and leave Censorship to go to Rumble. Oh, no, my friend. No, my friend. I've got a long lecture on this one. Rumble is no friend of the people. That's my opinion on it. I'm telling you. And CommieTube, YouTube has gotten my message out to about 1 million times. Just millions of people. Rumble. What's more commie than Rumble sharing my shows with just 500 people versus YouTube that has shown my show to 90 million people just this year alone? Communism, with that, if that's a natural form of censorship that goes on, that I got no complaints about YouTube helping me. Once they took their boot off my neck, okay, YouTube had to take their boot off my neck, and they did, and I'm thankful. There's Nipper R, 10 pounds. That has the little L for London. Love from the UK, Doug. Trump 2024. I love my UK people. I've got a colorist out there in Shropshire who colors all my books. I love the UK. Thank you. Nipper R, 10 pounds. There's a swap part, $20 super chat. Thank you for all you do, Doug. Thank you, guys. I appreciate this payment. It really helps pay for my editor, helps pay a few bills around here. Nora Klein, $5 super chat. I watch your channel daily. You are the A team. If I was the A team, would I be Murdoch? Or would I be Mr. T, Hannibal? I pity the fool that don't watch my show. Nora Klein. I love it when a plan comes together. Am I giving away that I was an A-Team fan back in the day? And MacGyver is another one too. Thorn in your side, $2 super chat. That is a thorn in my side. Okay, let me get to an article here. Come on, man. 4,800 people. The numbers are still climbing. You're still coming in. Thank you guys for sharing. I appreciate it. Constellation Pegasus, $20 super chat. Do you think the judge will lose his election bid because of his stupid judgment? That is a good question. Constellation Pegasus. Will McAfee lose his election bid because of his stupid judgment? Fani Willis is also up. So I'm saying there's a number of people up for election. And if I had to guess, you got to remember, McAfee has already won once, but that was before anyone knew who McAfee was. So what has changed since his last election, right? So before, when people went for him and he was approved by Kemp, they thought he was just a normal judge. And now the right thinks he's a goon. So it depends on who's running against him. You know what I mean? If someone is more corrupt than him, I will not vote for them. I would vote for him. If someone is to the right of him or less corrupt than him, I would vote for them. So it depends on who he's up against. Is it someone more conservative than him? Because that's how all these guys, every rhino who ever won, that's what happens. Okay. Mitch McConnell, Mike Pence, name all the people in New York, the centrists, the pro-choicer Republicans in New York that win. Any of them, okay? Murkowski, out in Alaska and Maine, you got Murkowski, Olson. Why do they win? Because there's some flamer lunatic to their left that they're running against. So of course you vote for a rhino, because a rhino is better than freaking Rashida Tlaib running, your state. So you go for a rhino. That's how they win. So that's the constellation Pegasus. That's what the thing that McAfee's up against is. I'd have to know, is he up against like a Rashida Tlaib? Am I going to vote for Judge Rashida Tlaib or Judge AOC and really stick it to him and say, I'll show that McAfee guy. I'm going to vote for Judge AOC. You know what I mean? Where's the win? So that's why I always have to know who he's up against. There's Tom Wagner or Wagner, $2 super chat. What can we do when our elected official ignore us? Well, all elected officials to some degree ignore us. We have a representative government. We vote them, we send them up. And then after a while, they start doing whatever it is they do. And it's imperfect, what they listen to. So what do you do when they ignore you? You vote them out. Vote their butt out. There's Michael L., $5 super chat, U.S. Supreme Court. I'm in Nashville. Oh, okay. Oh, that's Supreme Court. I was going to say, I haven't heard anything about the Nashville Supreme Court. You're in Nashville. Okay. Then you're about 20 minutes north of me because I'm here in Franklin, Tennessee, just south of you. Sorry about that, buddy. Dang. It's hard for me to get, and I'm dense. I'm barely literate comic book artist, guys. There's Kojak 73 for $10 super chat. I'm a covert California Christian. Yeah, you got to stand your ground over there, guys. Spreading the gospel here, my people. I always spread the gospel there too. Thanks for all you do, Doug. We love short and sweet messages. Well, unlike these streams that go on forever, the short and sweet. Now, 5,000 people watching right now. We're getting there. We're getting to the peak. We're getting there. I got an invite to go on a guy's show today. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. I don't like flying. I have to fly everywhere to go on a show. And by the way, for those of you who are out in California, just, don't move. It's okay to stay and fight. Everyone doesn't have to drain out of California and all these liberal areas like New York and Chicago. I only would leave New York if I had to start a business, Like and share. Do it. Do it now. Says Mike Miller over there at Blacklist Universe. See, Mike, you have a really well-designed logo. Yours stands out. So everyone's logo goes by and yours stands out because of that rising sun thing you have there. I think that means it's a strong logo. If at a glance I see it go by and I go, oh, that's Mike Miller. That's good logo design. I would imagine you know that. Here's a free tree climber, $10 super chat. Love your channel, Doug. Keep flight in Michigan. Okay, now I'm getting caught up here. Almost here. Looper Industries, $10 super chat. Looper is one of my favorite movies, by the way. Florida primary today, Trump 2024. Trump did go and vote for himself in Florida today, and he's going to win today. Someone else was voting for him in Florida. Who else was down there? Was that Cat Turd down there? Trying to think whose post it was that I saw. Okay, let's do this. Look at that. These are my Google headlines to choose from. So this is all Fani Willis news. Here's Trump seeks to appeal judge's order keeping Fani Willis on the Georgia case. So that one is relatively recent. It's from 19 hours ago. Trump seeks to appeal judge's order keeping Fani Willis on Georgia case. 9 co-defendants cite judge's opinion that an odor of mendacity. We already read that one yesterday. I'm going to skip that one. Okay, let's go here. Now here's an 11 Alive one. Community responds after judge criticizes Fulton County DA Fani Willis about remarks made at church. So that was the judge even admitted that she was in the wrong on that one. Judge McAfee mentioned Willis's previous remarks at Big Bethel AME Church in a Friday ruling. We already know about that too. Already know that. Let me get to another one here. Here's the AJC, Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Again, bury the needle leftist news over there. Trump case prosecutor, Georgia DA Fani Willis, may still be in danger. That's the focus of this episode. We're going to read this one from USA Today. Let's get in on this. Let me see if I can blow this article up for you over here. I have a Cintiq over here, and I think I can zoom in. There you go. There's some bigger font work for you guys. I'm sensitive. Okay, I'm sensitive. I have to wear glasses too. So let's do this. Ethics complaints targeting law license. Troubles lie in wait for Georgia DA Fani Willis, says Aishi Bagchi. Here we go. Oh man, we got pop-up ads coming in everywhere. Given the ongoing challenges she is likely to face, Georgia District Attorney, man, look at this. They got their font all off here. Okay. Fani Willis may best help her prosecution against former President Donald Trump by taking a back seat. Oh, Fani Willis has experience with the back seat. After a scathing ruling described an odor of mendacity, she ate, you know where that odor came from? She ate too many chili dogs. Surrounding her testimony about a relationship with a special prosecutor, Nathan Wade, legal experts said. And isn't it weird? His name is Nathan Wade, and he's in way over his head. He's waded in over his head. Names are kind of important. Weird. Okay. Crucially, Judge Scott McAfee didn't actually conclude that Willis had perjured herself or received a material financial benefit from hiring or dating Wade, a point that makes Scott McAfee look so slow, so dumb, or corrupt, because he didn't even see that. However, he said reasonable people, quote, could easily be left to wonder, unquote, whether Willis resumed a romantic relationship with Wade or was receiving financial benefits unless one of them stepped aside. Wade resigned later on Friday. You know, it still doesn't stop them from getting financial benefits. I don't know what the heck what did he accomplish, this McAfee goon? The Georgia case alleges that Trump, okay, we already know what it alleges. Let's get down here. While Willis can still prosecute the case, following the ruling, she may well face challenges to her law license at the State Bar of Georgia. We already know that's pending. That's already happening. Even if experts don't expect those challenges to succeed based on existing evidence, she could also have to deal with other state regulators even before the decision a conservative group asked the State Bar to open disciplinary proceedings against Willis and Wade. Also true. Plus, we have the Kemp board, the board of slow motion that we went over yesterday. Quote, she survived today. She survived this opinion, but this is not going away, unquote. Andrew George, a trial lawyer and adjunct professor at the Georgetown Law Center, told USA Today within hours of the ruling. See, there's too much dirty about this woman out there, guys. Too many moving parts, too much dirt on her. The quote, the scrutiny is going to only build and build because her presentation and Miss Wade's presentation during the process were not convincing, George said. Now, just so you guys know, well, if it's not convincing, how come she didn't get removed? Because there's a big difference between being not convincing, which McAfee said there's an odor of mendacity. Okay. He admitted to it. That's very different than saying she met the bar. She met the legal standard for being exonerated. She was not exonerated. He just said there's not enough evidence for me to remove this firestorm of a woman, this dirtbag of a woman. Just so you guys know, right? That's kind of good news. Okay. This kind of gives McAfee a little tiny bit of an out. And it also says there's more trouble coming for Fani Willis. And McAfee, the next time, this came from nowhere, guys. This came from Mike Roman, popped this thing out there in January and goes, this is an improper relationship. There's 1,000 other things. Remember, Miss Timpson still has her for fraud, for misappropriating her grant and spending it. That's another line that they can get her on that McAfee hasn't even looked at yet. McAfee still hasn't looked at what Fani Willis did with that. So there's other ethics challenges. Here's other ethics challenges likely to come. Look, the article's already, I'm repeating what they're saying. I'm sorry. Here we go. McAfee himself alluded to the possibility of further repercussions in this Friday's decision, which criticized Willis's, quote, tremendous lapse in judgment, her tremendous prolapse in judgment, and her unprofessional manner. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. Other forums of sources of authority, such as the Georgia Assembly, the Georgia State Ethics Commission, the State Bar of Georgia, the Fulton County Board of Commissioners, or the voters of Fulton County may offer feedback on any unanswered questions that linger. McAfee wrote that statement, coupled with his odor of mendacity comment, was an invitation for someone to bring up an ethics charge for lying. Ryan Goodman, a New York University law professor, said. That's just a warning, guys, of a lot of stuff coming down. I can get to some more articles. They're all going to say the same thing. All these articles, let me get back to the front headline here. All these articles, I'll just say they're saying the same thing, that Fani Willis is not out of trouble. Here's CNN. Trump and co-defendants re-up their efforts to disqualify DA Fani Willis. See that? That's at CNN. Here's Fox News. Trump co-defendant requests to appeal Georgia judge's ruling, keeping Fani Willis on the case. See that? Here's MSNBC also predicting doom. Look at this. I'm going to get this big on the screen just so you can see. This is headline after headline, guys, that is deadly news for Fani Willis. Fani Willis disqualification motion might not be over yet. Donald Trump's Georgia attorneys file new motion to disqualify Willis. Trump codependence appeals process on ruling. Let Fani Willis stay on the Georgia case. This is almost all bad news until we get down to like the 11th headline, guys. She's in trouble. She's not out of the woods yet. Just in case she's not like McAfee did not give her some free, clean bill of health. We have 5,100 people simultaneously watching. Thank you, guys. Let me get to some of your super chats real quick. There's Lean Quesenberry, $2 super chat. Doug, I'd like to have you sign my copy of Earthworm Jim. Then you should come to my church or come to a live event. I do go to San Diego Comic-Con sometimes. Or you can buy a signed book on eBay, or I think my store. There's a Shopify description for those of you guys who want to buy any of my books. Get that Making of Earthworm Jim book. It's down there in the Shopify, the Doug TenNapel library. I got to show you these books, guys. They're insane. I can't believe I don't have a sample here. They're this big. They're huge, hardbound, beautiful, gold gilded, silver gilded edges, gold leafing on them. Okay. Metal Seer, $2 super chat. Dated, almost married a girl from Franklin in the 80s. Well, you were spared a world of hurt, Metal Seer. I don't even know who you were talking about, but it could be any number of female car wrecks here in Franklin, Tennessee. Charlene White, $10 super chat. Charlene, with apologies if you're here from Franklin, Tennessee, and you dated that guy in the 80s. Here's VK and Charlene, loving your show, but when are you selling your horn hat? I'll give my horn hat away. We need to do a raffle, right? Let me get it's right over there, guys. There's the cardboard horn hat over there. I love making cardboard armor. I want to make a giant full body cardboard, red, white, and blue American kaiju. And I want like these wings that when I open it up, there's a giant American flag, like bat wing made when I open it up. Oh, and then put like fireworks coming out of it and lights out of the headlights. It's coming, Charlene. It's not for sale. It's for free. All of my artwork, okay? You guys are going to, I'm trying to have some of you guys maybe sign up for like a little something, something, and then I send it to you guys. If I could, or we could do a real live meetup for all my Tennessee people, do a real live meetup. I'll rent out a bar. I can do a live stage, you know, from the stage, and we can all have a giant hangout and eat and drink together and just love on each other. Wouldn't that be great? I'll bring my family, my wife and kids will be there. It would just be a blast. I can get special guests to come. Maybe we got to do a live meetup. It sounds like a lot of work compared to me rolling out of bed and doing these videos that indulge my lazy nature. Okay, here we go. Kim Dale just became a member. Thank you, Kim. Thank you to my members joining the Doug Club, supporting the Doug Club. There's Bob McKenna. I've known you forever, Bob. There's a $10 super chat. Marvelous content. Glad to see it coming from artistic circles. Yeah. I'm an artist. I'm an old school artist. I've done art my whole life. My kids. Look at this. Let me show you something. This is down here. Look at this. This is down on the floor at my feet. These are some of my comic pages. This is for one book I did. This is all original ink on paper comic pages. Look at this stuff. Look at this. I'm going to put this up to the camera so you can see some of my art. When I say I'm an artist, okay, I mean I ink. That's my inks. I'm inspired by like Bill Watterson and Pogo, comic book guys. That's one of my inks. That's ink and brush. I'm an old school, old comic book guy. And comics, I don't know, too much drama. And so I just said, you know what? I'm doing political videos. And I see this, by the way, guys, I don't see this as like, oh, Doug sold out and Doug went to the news. No, this is my new art form I invented. I'm doing the news like I paint and sculpt. I sculpt and paint with the news. I get articles, headlines, I edit them. I craft, I recombine, I go out looking for truths. I look for self-expression and ways to perform. And I think that's part of what sets my product aside from a lot of other products of news that you guys might imbibe and might watch, is that I try and be a little more artistic about it. I'm painting with the news. It's like a performance art of sorts. Assemblage, part of the armory. Maybe I'm a modern artist. Maybe I'm a little too Marcel Duchamp for my own good. But I did always like a good Rauschenberg is one of my favorite. I love the artists, man. They'd put together chicken wire in the shape of a person, and they'd cover it up with newspaper, and they'd paint it with varnish and have varnish dripping down, and they'd put it in the back of a Volkswagen. I'd go to the LA Museum of Art, Museum of Modern Art. You know, there'd be just like a giant, sculpture of a giant chicken bone. It's like 18 feet long in a room and just sitting there in the middle of the room. I'd go, yeah, my brother, my art brother, I get you. Here's Constellation Pegasus, $20 super chat. Is it true or not that Fani Willis sent people to jail with the same evidence put forth against her and Wade? Yes. Didn't she say one eyewitness was enough once? She did, and we posted that. She said one eyewitness is enough, and we have one eyewitness on her testimony to McAfee saying she witnessed and saw that, vouched that Fani Willis and Nathan Wade were together before they said, that is, they lied, they perjured, they lied under oath. They have that. We also have the evidence. I believe this is what Constellation Pegasus is talking about. We have Fani Willis using evidence like pinging phone data, the same ones that were used against her and Nathan to prove that he was going to her house and in the same area, that she has convicted other people using that same form of data. And then When it's time for her to be on the stand, she's like, nope, we don't use, that's not strong enough, and that is questionable. That is a two-tiered system of justice, guys. Let me know in the chat if you want me to get to more articles, because I've got more articles I can do. We're down to 4,400 people. Uh-oh, we spiked. We were up at 5,200, and then suddenly it crashes out on me. Here we go. Michael L., $5 super chat. The Supreme Court has allowed the Texas law enforcement forces to check for illegals and send them back to the border or prison in Texas. There you go. Third time's the charm, Michael L. Yes, I saw that article. Now I know what you're talking about. Okay. What Michael is saying, the Supreme Court, basically, remember before they said they were ruling for the Biden administration and against Governor Abbott, who is trying to sick the state on the border and say, if you don't do something about it, we will do something about it. The Supreme Court, it looked like they sided with Biden, and now they're going back and reversing that, it seems, and says Abbott has the right to defend his state. There is such a thing as states' rights there to manage their own border, because it would seem really weird if it was solely in the president's purview to defend your border, and that the president could negate a state. That's an overreach of power, and the Supreme Court's got to know that. They got to know that. I think that's what happened in that case anyways. Here's Michelle Warden, $5 super chat. I have been a happy patriot for some time now. Then you're my kind of people, Michelle, my happy patriots. He made a safe call to allow the big bulldogs to come in. She's just stepping in bigger trouble. Michelle, I think I agree with you on that. I wish he did step up, because that's what big men are made of. They're made of little men who step up. That's all a big man is. That's all a big woman is. It's a little woman who stepped up. You're not born big. You're not born brave. Everyone's born terrified. And then someone with courage and a hero is someone who steps up. It's not because it was easy. It's because it was hard. So McAfee has to do what's hard, and he won't. Got nothing for you, buddy. Now, this is I haven't seen this purple fuchsia color here. This is a $50 super chat from BKM762. Thank you, BKM762, for a $50 super chat. Doug Love from San Diego. Oh, the nation needs Jesus and also Trump. I could not agree with you more. The nation needs Jesus, number one. Trump, number two. And my people from San Diego. I will be there this summer. We're going to do some San Diego loving down there, guys. Maybe we'll have a meetup down in San Diego. It's during Comic-Con, so I'm down there during the comic convention. I meet with my agent, my liberal agent that fund Biden and fund Obama. I have to go meet with my agent and my friends, and we schmooze with all my comic book artist friends. It is literally like going to the Democrat National Convention when I go to hang with my Hollywood and art friends down there. And I'm one of the few conservative Christian family men around. That's my job. But if you're in San Diego, maybe we'll do a little beach meetup or get together. I would say we could have cigars, but in San Diego and in California, they don't let you smoke anywhere. We can go to Liberty Tobacco. Is out there in the boonies somewhere in Solana Beach. Is Liberty Tobacco. They're hardly ever open. They're all getting taxed to death. All those businesses are suffering. That whole state. I can't believe the state, they lose their population, thousands in their population leave, and then they bring in a bunch of illegals from the southern border. So they have ended, like, babies are not being born in California. They're bringing in illegals. And the illegals, guys, they're not evil. I got news for you, for the Democrat Party too. Just wait till the illegals start voting Republican. That would be hilarious, which the Republican Party needs to start considering, because those illegals start voting, man. I think it's harder to deport an illegal than to get them to vote Republican. You understand what I'm saying on the strategy? Just think strategy. Which is easier, to deport an illegal or convince him to vote Republican? I'll convince every Catholic right now, every Catholic Hispanic coming up on that border, I'll convince them to vote Republican right now. I'll just tell them the Democrat Party wants to take away your kids and change their gender. They are anti-Catholic with the unborn in you and pro same-sex marriage, which none of those minorities and none of those countries are for same-sex marriage. They'd all vote against it. Now, the Republican Party will not translate that message into their native languages and flyer the southern border, but you could get them for life. I'm not saying they should be voting. Obviously, it's against the law. It's terribly immoral that they would vote. I'm only saying it's easier to get them to vote than to deport them. Let that sink in, guys. Let that sink in. I will absolutely kick the ass of all these liberals on the southern border that think they're going to own this country, guys. I will gum up your plans so bad. We will get illegals voting hardcore right. And then the Democrats will come out and say, we have to deport these illegals. You watch. I'll get them to vote right wing. And it'll be the left that deports them. Okay. Stan the man, 1701, $10 super chat. I am retired deputy in Texas, my people. I have seen Soros, DA, and judges change the court system in Harris County, Texas, when I was a bailiff in felony state district court. I love your channel. Stan the man, we are with you, buddy. Mr. 1701, $10 super chat. Bailiff for the Texas courts. It does not surprise me. You know, the left, they always go for concentrations of power. So they go for judges, district attorneys. I only say it is a very jaded thing that Soros thought he would win by doing that. I got news for you. The American people, you're not going to win that way. You get a temporary victory, fine. Stick your little plants all over the place. But look at what ended up happening. Look what got exposed about Alvin Bragg. Look what got exposed and educated us all about Letitia James. We didn't know about Alvin Bragg before Soros appointed him. We didn't know about Letitia James. We didn't know about Fani Willis. We didn't know about Chutkin. Now we all know. You've been educated. So they thought they'd get away with it and clandestine secretly plant all these Marxists. And now we all have our electron microscopes out and we can see every move they're doing, Soros. You've been exposed. They wanted to do it quietly and we got you. We see it. Now we know your plan and now we can counter plan. We can do our alternate tactics. We can do other tactics. Okay, my views are crashing out. It's 4,200 people are watching simultaneously. No Fanny on MSNBCC. Is Bob, $2 super chat. Thank you, Bob. Maloney Barkley, $10 super chat. I'm in your neighborhood in Lebanon, Tennessee. I know where Lebanon is, Tennessee. A meetup sounds like fun. Love your channel. Yeah, I think we'd have a huge party. It would be great to be able to get a live camera on it and then broadcast it from this channel too. Start doing some live hangout. I want a redneck show though. I really want to go to a honky tonk bar like Dolan's off Murfreesboro. I got a couple of honky tonk bars I really like. Then we can play darts. We can play darts. Anthony Barnes, $5 super chat. I found your Doug TenNapel account. I love the rubber hose cartoon drawing of a dog. Thank you so much. I'm a big cartoonist fan. Like and share. Feed that algorithm, says Blacklist Universe. Thank you, Mike Miller over at Blacklist Universe. This is Doc Flex, became a YouTube member. Thank you, Doc Flex. Now we're flexing our Doug Club muscles. Minty Guy, $20 super chat. Please message me. I thought you said massage me. Please message me when you're ready for your top tier art membership. I appreciate that, Minty Guy. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I will start putting something together. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do because it's going to have to be, I have to get your addresses from you to be able to mail stuff to you, messages and things. But yeah, I will get right on that. Thank you, Minty Guy. Be patient. I got a ton of art and it's my goal is to get it out to you guys. So it'll be like Art of the Month Club. Here's NJ Wordsmith became a YouTube member. Another thing I want to do, I know that some of you guys may not want my garbage, but I want to mail all of you my garbage at a higher tier because it costs a lot of money to mail things. But for instance, this is one of my coffee mugs that I made on Vistaprint. It's just one of my artworks of a praying mantis man on a coffee mug. And like, I don't want this coffee mug anymore. So I want to mail my garbage out to you. I want to put this in a box. And whoever has like a monthly membership, I mail random items that I am done with to you. Not junk. This isn't junk. This isn't garbage. It has value. It just, I don't want to just give it to anyone. I want to give it to my fans, Thank you for the membership, Wordsworth. I do good value. Ask the people that buy my books. I do good value. There's Babo Yagi, $2 super chat. Hail from 199. Salty Army and all the patriots, my salty people are out there too. Thank you. We're all brothers in arms. All of our conservative channels, guys. All of our right-leaning channels. Even my enemies out there that are on right-leaning channels. We're all just trying to make a go of it on YouTube, just trying to survive. So I'm big fans of everybody everywhere. There's Davey Givens with a Fox, Socks, Locks. Davey Givens, $20 super chat. Who has bigger shoes, Krusty the Clown or Joe Biden? Well, I'm 6'8". So let's, what is that? I'm 6'8". That's a size 15 right there. So I think I've got Krusty the Clown and Joe Biden's shoes. If I get a pair of those Trump gold shoes, man, my shoes it would take like 18 bars of gold to make my pair of Trump shoes. Let's keep getting down here. Then we'll wrap the show up because the views are cratering, which is okay. I'm here with you guys. Look, there's a $2. There's a $1.50 super sticker from Annie Mae tie-dye. Annie Mae tie-dye, $1.50 super sticker. Thank you for that sticker, Miss Annie Mae tie-dye. I don't know if I have any tie-dyed shirts left. It's been a while. Timothy Keaton, $10 super chat. Hello. From the open road, I'm Trucker Tim. Trucker Tim, thanks for checking in, Timothy Keaton. $10 super chat on the road. My brother is a trucker. Right now he's doing runs from Montana to Alaska is his run. So my brother's a trucker. He used to be a coal miner. He used to be a journalist, sports journalist. He is now driving trucks. So Timothy, prayers to you, safety on the road. You keep your nose clean on the road, if you know what I mean. Constellation Pegasus, $20 super chat, last one. You're an old school comic artist like the ones in the old Warren magazine size creepy comic. That's right. I love those old black and white comics. Yeah, I love the creepy and eerie. So there's guys that have drawn a lot in there. Alex Toth was one of them. Bernie Wrightson is another one. All those guys, those old school ink and brush artists are my guys who are my inspiration. I've studied a lot of their work. I own a lot of their work. I copy a lot of their work when I learn from them. So yes, we're conspiracy. And it's a dying art form because now everything's going digital. Everything's going AI. Everything's like, why should I learn to draw like Bernie Wrightson when I can just type in an AI, draw a spaceship in Bernie Wrightson style, and it spits it out. So it took no skill. There you go. That's the future of the do-nothingism of all of our kids and grandkids. There's Demi Ocasio, CHF, $10 super chat. Hello from Switzerland, my Switzerland people. Thanks for your good work. Switzerland. My people. Wow, that's far away. I feel all European now. I feel all transcontinental. Here's Irritated Rhino has become a YouTube member. Thank you, Irritated Rhino. Maybe now you'll be not so irritated now that you're one of us. Kay Brady, $20 super chat. Hail to Naples. Best books in the business. Get yourselves Bigfoot Bill. That's right. I have Bigfoot Bill 1 and 2 available in the store. You can just buy them. There's a 2-book set, I think. Bigfoot Bill 1 and 2. Those are great, really cool High crazy fantasy. Oh man, I got a call from Neil Johnson. Hold on. Let me tell Neil Johnson. Neil, you're on the air.
Am I?
I'm live streaming right now. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I got you on mic. I know. I had to tell you just in case you started, who knows what, you'd start screaming like a lunatic or something.
Oh man, no, you know, after I woke up, I was kind of depressed about the news today. So.
Oh, okay. I'll give you a call later and I'll cheer you up. Let me wrap this up and I'll give you a call. All right. See you, my brother. That's Neil Johnson, Lumberjack Logic. Neil Johnson over on YouTube. I know that I share a big footprint with his audience, so I know a lot of you already know Neil Johnson. We talk on the phone all the time. Neil and Truthville USA and I, and Nurkish, Nurk News, and I talk on the phone most days there. MJSE Donna, $5 super chat. Odor of mendacity. Smells like fish. Yes, smells like a mermaid decomposing on a hot rock. That's the Fani Willis smell. Odor of mendacity. There's Mark Mills, $50 super chat. Thank you. You rock. Great new format. I'm so glad you like it. I'm glad you guys like this is only my 4th live show I've done recently. I did them probably 6 months ago. I did one, I think. So I'm just trying, this is a whole new tool I got to learn, like how to present pages and things like that, present images. Here's Irritated Rhino, $2 super chat for a barely literate artist. You sure have it right. Well, one thing I know how to do is draw, my friends. I can draw and paint like the wind. That's one thing I know how to do. There's a Metal Seer. Metal Seer became a YouTube member. Thank you, Metal Seer. Here's a Reg Teagle, $10. That's an A. Is that Australian? I think. I don't know. Or Canada? I don't know. Super sticker. Thank you. And then there's Lynn Budd. Lyle Budd is also a member now. Lyle Budd. Welcome aboard the Doug Club. Thank you guys for supporting this channel. Unknown Moses, $5 super chat. I would like to see George Soros deported. I would like to see George Soros. I don't know. I don't want to see him. I saw him in a bathing suit in a picture last year. That was a horror. That was like me getting out of the shower. It was pretty bad. There's James Merrill, $20 super chat. Doug, I've watched YouTube videos for years trying to get solid, reliable news. Love your channel and your style. Thank you. I just try and kind of I'm trying to find a balance, guys. I'm looking for, first of all, the things that most influence the Trump election. Most influence. That's number one is. And I'm trying to look a little bit upstream of stuff that influences the Trump election upstream. You know what I mean, James? Like what court case is important? What does it look like the Democrat Party is pushing? And what messaging is the Democrat rolling out across all of those Google searches and headlines every day? And if you look at them, so I'm not looking for just like one obscure article that sticks out, that's not news to me. One guy writes some hit piece, some weirdo, backwoods, one website, black helicopters all over it, and UFOs are coming to get Trump. That's not the news I do. Now, if it's like 8, 10, 20 websites in a row, talking about the UFOs invading the Supreme Court, that might get my attention. But usually it's the Democrat Party saying, today we're going to label Trump with the, bloodbath. Guys, we're all hitting bloodbath. Trump wants a bloodbath. They start that lie. So it just goes all over the news. And then, so that's something that I'll pick, another one like on this Fani Willis one where I'm going over all of these Fani Willis headlines, and they're all saying it's not just because Fani Willis is not in the clear. Fani Willis is not in the clear. And, no matter who is reporting on it, they're all saying Fani Willis is not in the clear. I mean, if MSNBC is trying to lie about her, right? They would not come out with bad news. And when it's multiple platforms, multiple different points of view, all coming up with the same bad news, then I'll come to you and say, guys, this is bad news for Fani Willis. It's confirmed now by like 10 different sources. So that's kind of how I see the news. Is I'm looking for arguments and counter arguments across a mass. The masses don't lie. The masses are pushing an agenda. The masses. Not Your Daddy, $50 super chat. Thank you, Not Your Daddy, with a cool Snoopy avatar in a costume. Thank you for all you do, providing us with facts. Thank you, Not Your Daddy. $50 super chat right there. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to do my best. I'm working hard for you guys. I'm doing my best, man. Cheryl Jackson, $10 super chat. I love your channel, Doug. I watch it in the morning, in the noonday, and when the sun goes down. I try and give you a little 5-10 minutes to get just to watch, give you a little news 3 times a day. That's perfect. That blesses my channel. Brings in great views. All I want is the views, guys. Kathleen McGurgan became a member. Thank you, Kathleen. Go Georgia Peach 264 became Georgia Peach 264 became a member also. Thank you. Here's the NJ Wordsmith $20 super chat. Every U.S. citizen has the right to vote. Every U.S. citizen has the right not to vote. Those who chose the latter lose their right to complain. Now, that's true for everyone. You guys can complain, but not if you didn't vote. If you're not registered to vote, get registered. All right. I'll start you on your Google search now. Okay. You bring up Google and you put the state you're in and you put in vote registration, or you can put 2024 vote registration in Google and see what comes up. You don't have to sign up for anything. Don't click on anything. Just look. I'm just saying, use Google as your eyeballs to look. I'm telling you what to use to help look. 2024 election register. If you can't spell registration, register. Okay. And you'll start that journey of looking. And as this NJ Wordsmith says, if you don't vote, you lose your right to complain, because then you're just a bellyacre. I got nothing for you. Barry Sanders, PhD, $20. Neverhood rocks. Oh, Barry Sanders is one of my first bosses back in 91, I think. 90 or 91 in San Diego, hired me as an animator. I worked for his company, a bunch of incredibly talented but young and inexperienced animators, and we were all just figuring it out. So Barry, wow, that's great to see you. And Barry, we text each other every once in a while, but I'm a big fan of his. He's a brain surgeon. He's like a brain scanner. He invented the slicing and cross-sectioning of brains and colorizing film, and just a genius inventor. Some of the great people in my lives in my past are just, it's weird, the people I've come across. I'm a rich man. I'm a very rich man for having known these people. Lunatics. Barry's just like a crazy, these guys, they think way out there. And I also, at the same time, I'd be sitting next to my friends. They were in a heavy metal band. So Ange and I would go out and, you work as an animator, then you'd go out and watch heavy metal in some San Diego dive bar. We'd go and put the posters up. You'd put the glue on the side of the wall and plaster a giant poster, and it was just, Ange and I were in a little 1-bedroom apartment just trying to survive. And that was the happy days, man. That was when I was 25 years old, maybe 26, just a kid. How old was I then? Probably 20. Yeah. I think I was 25. Dang. Young. Long-haired kid. There's Metal Seer, $2 super chat. Your gold tennis shoes would be expensive. Yeah, they went up in price way too fast, guys. But man, can you imagine me going to a club, a rock club or something, and wear those gold shoes? I'd whip those shoes out and I would wear them with pride. I'd wear them to church. Okay. Penny, Taylor, $2 super chat. Thank you, Penny. I'm almost through these guys. Then we got to sign off. Blake, 2326, $20 super chat. We've got 3,400 people watching. Thank you guys for watching. I hope I'm not wasting your day. I'm going to give you a great end to your day today. We're going to get a rich blessing. $20 super chat from Blake. Can people being prosecuted by Fani ask for phone pinging to be dismissed based on this case? She said it's not accurate. It's a good question. Will they relook at it? No, I don't think what she says can change that. I would think what she does said that. And McAfee did not throw any of the information out from what we know based on the pinging data. So it's kind of also different court cases, different, but they can, I mean, stare decisis, they can go back into the rule of law and say, hey, a different precedent was set on this court case. They may use this case on all future rulings, especially with Fani Willis's office. You say, what you doing? Per Kayla, $5 super chat. Howdy from Texas. Love your channel. Thank you for all you do. Thank you to my people in Texas. I think that I was supposed to fly out to Texas to be on someone's show. We're going to find out if I'm out there in Dallas. Steve Cotton, $10 super chat. Thank you, Steve Cotton. I appreciate it. Well, you guys have paid for my editor for another day, and I thank you for that. Here's Unknown Moses, $2 super chat. In Washington State, they don't ask for ID, for voter ID. That's going to be kind of the way it goes for a lot of states now. There's just, I don't think you have to have an ID anymore. They'll give you at least a provisional ballot. There's Mike Jason, $5 super chat. Doug, what people don't realize, legacy media has used the specific word, quote, bloodbath, since 2016. Check out Liberal Hive Mind. You share a lot of info. Well, yeah, I know Liberal Hive Mind very well. And I already did a video on it a couple of days ago. I did a compilation. A lot of us, we borrow each other's compilations, on a lot of our videos. So it doesn't surprise me that Liberal Hive Mind has that. We did the same thing on our channel a couple days ago. Look for it on the bloodbath thing. And plus all of us who know what the media does, we already know that bloodbath saber rattling was all a giant lie, just a hysterical laugh fest is all they're doing. Okay, let's get a couple free ones in here. There's Lalo from Cat's Paw. Did you forget the 9-0 Supreme Court win last week? That's true. We do want to remember our wins and count our blessings. And on that happy note, scoop news to me, I'm right in Minnesota. Yeah, I will scoop it right into your mouth, guys. Well, this has been Doug in Exile. This has been another happy time together. I thank you guys for the super chats. I especially thank you for watching. It is your views that I'm after. It is your time together with you. And I try not to waste your time. I hope I am a good steward of your time. I hope I can, every time you tune into one of my episodes, one of my shows, I can give you just a tiny piece of information that you can walk away with and go, I got another fact in my mind because of Doug in Exile. That's my goal. I don't always succeed, but I'm doing my best. New Insight, $2 super chat. Do a comic strip layout of Fani's Follies. I will not do a comic. I will not betray my ink and brush with that girl. Bobby Yogi, $5 super chat. Sending you this one just for support. Thank you. And to show that we who really support you really appreciate the trolls in the chat. Trolls in the chat inspire us. It's true, guys. There's always going to be some dirty, rotten, filthy trolls in the chat. And that's their job, to try and throw a big wet blanket. Because you know why? We're a threat. They're terrified of us, guys. They have to come in and start going, Doug's a liar. Doug's in it for this and that. It's okay. Come at, I've heard 10 times worth. Come at me. Thank you guys again for subscribing. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit like. Spread this link around to your friends. I'm Doug, and we're all in exile. Just means we're not home yet. Oh.